And I want to welcome you guys to the Team Force Coach Call. This is the first one we've done in a while, simply because those of you who are new coaches, there has been a group of us who have been doing a dash with a mentor. And so those calls have been taking up a lot of time, 2 calls a week that are usually about an hour. So we kind of put our calls on hold, but I just got this really urgent feeling to start them up again. And so I wanted to do this call, and so here we go. I just, and I'm going to talk about that in the call, but I just decided to do it, so I did. Just said, hey, let's do a team call, schedule it, let's do it. And that has served me well and hindered me in this business, and I will talk about that. But I wanted to give a shout out to new coaches that we have. Jessica, talk to her. She's a new coach. We also have, I lost my page. Hold on. I lost my page. I'll grab it here. We have, excuse me, Whitney White. She is a new coach. She signed up, and she is a discount coach. So I'm going to be talking to her and getting her into our team pages ASAP. We have Jessica. We have, let's see, I'm trying to look and see. September. We have Amy. No, Amy was, that's weird. My report is all mixed up. Let me do join day like this. There we go. That's why. Okay. There we go. We have Katrina Robinson, who hopped on board with Lena. We have Jessica, who hopped on board with Sarah. Whitney, she hopped on board as a discount coach. We're going to be talking to her. I actually personally think that she's going to be an awesome inspiration to lots of people. We have Shayla, who hopped on board with Lena. And look and see. Norma with Cecilia. And then Crystal and Lacey. Lucia. I think that's how. Correct me if I'm wrong. Strobin with both of those with Lena. And then we had Kathy Van Wagner. She's been in a lot of our challenge groups. And she really is super excited about getting the 25% off with Carrie Lynn. And so let's see, so far that's for the month of September. So that's super awesome. I'm super excited for all the growth that we've had. I'm trying to make sure I do not miss anybody. And I know little birds are telling me that there's lots more fun things happening before the end of the month. So this is a push week. Guys, we have how many more days? 29, 30. So Tuesday. We have till Tuesday to hit Success Club. And for new coaches, what that means is helping 3 people. We've got a group starting on Monday. And the cool thing about it is that now that they have the on-demand, I mean, you can be inviting right up until Monday. Like Monday, I would even venture, since we're ending month on a Tuesday, still go for Success Club on Tuesday, because while the Shakeology might take 5 to 7 days, like they can hop on their workouts right away. And so still don't think, oh, I'm going to miss it. We got a group starting on Monday. They're not going to get their stuff in time. Like all those excuses are out the window now with on demand. So still push for helping people, get them in the group on the 28th or Monday. I'm going to really try very hard. I keep a lot of my posts the same. I pull from 2 different schedules of posts. That way then they're not all the same and every group isn't exactly the same. It rotates every 2 months. The way that I customize the groups is I'm really trying to do a lot more video. So I'm going to encourage all of you guys to create videos. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be, I haven't showered for like 3 days when I made that video this morning, walking home from school. And I'm going to try and make that be my my morning check-in. To add variety and let people get to know you. This is, some of the people you've been best friends with forever. Some of them you were best friends in high school and now they're getting to know you differently, or some people don't know you at all, just from social media and Facebook or wherever they found you, and being there in the group and getting to know you better through the videos, I think is gonna be really helpful. I think it's gonna really help the group. We were talking about that, I think it was yesterday, how when you're looking at the groups, a lot of the same people who are posting are coaches, which is great. I'm glad. Use these groups for accountability, but make sure you're sending out private messages too to the people who are in your challenge group. I kind of keep a spreadsheet tab to see who's posting, who's not, and I even ask them, when they enroll and they get their challenge pack, one of the questions I say is, okay, now, there are up days and down days, and that happens to everybody. Please make sure you post in the group. If I notice you stop posting, how do you want me to handle that? Do you want me to bug you and write you and text you and connect with you and bug you about it, or leave you space and have you kind of work it out and have you come back on your own? I'm not going to chase you down, but I do want to know, because I could be very, get my hat and whistle and be a coach and come, yelling at you and saying, okay, give you a butt kick, or do you want me to give you a hug, sort of deal. And so I do ask them that stuff the night, and I say, okay, I have permission if you start slacking off to do this. I want to go over successful points that we already have. People who are already on the board. Carrie Lynn has 2 points, and Sarah, you have 2 points already too. So, and seriously, it's not, guys, 3 people in a day can absolutely happen. And so it's not at all impossible. It's not at all out of reach. And then Lena and I were talking about a challenge at the beginning of this month. And she set at 9 points forever, and I just hit 10 points yesterday. Then she went and she sold another challenge pack. So Lena's at 11 points. So that means I got to either practice my Taylor Swift songs, or I need to go find somebody else to join in the group too. Because the challenge was, whoever does not win the Success Club Point Challenge this month has to sing a Taylor Swift song. And so we'll see about that. So congrats to Lena. I know she's on fire and pushing hard and trying to keep her balance. I wanted to kind of share with you guys. I'm going to close this down, and I'm going to hop on over here to do a mute all sort of thing. Now, then if people hop on in the middle, you guys can still hear me? Awesome. Okay, so then if people hop on in the middle, they don't. I did have one call where somebody was fighting. They didn't realize their line was unmuted. So we're just gonna overall keep that where it is. So let me head over here to my keynote, because I have some slides, but honestly, it's not a fancy call tonight, because I want to show you guys that it doesn't have to be fancy. But here's the deal. Diamond in 60 days. Where's my notebook? I was kind of thinking about it and thinking about Scotty Hobbs' Dash to Diamond and all of his videos about Diamond in 7 days and all these different people's videos. And I thought, what was it that was for me? That really, I was a coach for 2 years. And I kind of I sat there, and like I said in the post, I sat there and I kind of looked at other people and I said, that'd be really cool. That'd be really awesome. I would love to do that. But, I wanted it. I was like, wow, to be able to pay off your mortgage, sweet. But I didn't believe I could do it. I knew it could be done because I saw tons of other people doing it, but I didn't believe I could do it. I was like, that's good for them, but that's just a pipe dream for me. And the longer I was in as a coach and I was doing my workouts and I was, I was kind of like dabbling in, the wake up calls and things here and there, watching other coaches. And I started to really go, you know what, I can do that. Like, they're not doing anything different than what I mean, they're just doing the workouts and posting about it. I mean, I'm sure there's more stuff to it, but I mean, honestly, if it's about sharing your journey, I've got a journey to share. So I was like, I believe I could do it, but there was no training. for me, you guys might have noticed there's no upline. So when I decided I wanted to actually actively coach, there were no team calls. There was no team page. There was no groups I was part of. There was no mentorship. There was no training. There was nothing. There was no online office. Like the online office training, they had this coach training academy that they eventually came out with, but it was such a mess. You couldn't navigate it. You had no clue where to go. So I didn't even go there. And people who I heard went there, like they didn't come back. They like went in there to train and they didn't come back, and I was scared of it. They didn't even have the 3 Vital Behaviors. Like that wasn't even a thing. Actually, there wasn't even challenge groups on Facebook. Like there wasn't even challenge packs. There wasn't even Shakeology really back in the day. Shakeology came out after I became a coach. And so you literally were talking to people about product, your journey with a certain program. And there was no like residual, like they bought a program and that was it. Unless you got them on like Beachbody's protein powder or the vitamins, Activite or whatever that was. Like, I was like, I just didn't know where to start, didn't know what to do. And actually, so what I did was I spammed everybody with my Beachbody coach account link. And I'll talk about that before too. There's no power hour. There was nothing. And so I was like, well, I want to do this, but I can't because I don't know what to do. So I sat there for like another few months, even 6 months. And I was like, I want to do this, but I don't know what to do. So I can't. I don't have an upline. I don't have the training. I don't have anything, so I can't do it. And I actually was talking to another coach, and I said, I think I'm going to quit coaching actively. I'm going to be a discount coach. And he said, well, what personal development are you doing? I'm like, what? Say what? What's that? He's like, what books are you reading? What conferences have you gone to? How have you improved yourself? I'm like, did Insanity, lost the weight, that sort of thing. And he said, hey, there's a conference with this lady, and it's in January. And I was talking to him in December, and I said, this is it. I'm done. And he said, it's January 26th, and it's in Florida. Get there and meet up with me. We'll sit together, and you be there, and you do this before you quit. And so $1,500. Later, I had a ticket to her conference. It was $300 for 3 days. But it, like plane ticket and hotel room that I had to share, all together, at the end of January, that early. And sitting there, I realized, hearing her talk, I realized I needed to work on myself, but I decided that I wanted it. And I decided that I knew that if I didn't know how to do something, I was smart enough to figure out where to go to learn that. And on January 26th, I decided that I was going to do this as a business. And it was January 26th, 2012. And March 8th, I went diamond. So it was even sooner than 60 days, but I want to give 60 days, just because that's a nice round number. I realized I knew what I needed to do. I just wasn't doing it. And so I did a brain dump on here on what then I decided to do. And so you guys pick this up because this is directly from me. This isn't anybody else. This is how I went diamond from January 26th, making that be the day I decided, to March 8th, going diamond. And I scavenged and I watched YouTube videos. I hopped onto the National Wake Up Call. I was like, I figured out what personal development was all about. So I'm here to tell you guys have the tools. You have way more than I do. Sometimes it's almost overwhelming. And I want you guys that's why I'm going over this. This is what you do to go diamond. The only thing I can't give you is the discipline to do it. And that's the thing that I was lacking. I was lacking the discipline. And it was in the Success Principles by Jack Canfield. He says, talent without discipline is like an octopus on roller skates. There's plenty of movement, but you never know if it's going to be forward, backwards or sideways. So think of that in the, who feels like an octopus on skates, and so I really, that quote hit me, and I was like, that's what I was doing. I was just like doing all this number of doing stuff, but not getting anywhere. And I promise you, if you do the things that I share with you, you can go diamond in 60 days. You can even go, do it in less. And for those coaches who are, I don't know why this is all scratched off here. But if you are thinking, well, I've been a coach and I've ruined my chances, or, it's been way longer than 60 days. Again, I was a coach for 2 years and I spammed everybody. And I did it all wrong. And so January 26th, I had already had people block me on Facebook. Somebody wrote a blog post about me about how horrible I was, that I was, a snake, two-tongue snake, oil selling person. I had already done all the mistakes. I already did it all. And so I'm telling you that, I had been spamming people with my link and I've been doing it all wrong. And I still decided that my past does not define what I decide to do in the future. And so I let go of that, and I decided to move forward and stop using my excuses to hold me back. But you have to decide to do these things. And I had a few people who have said, well, Lori, I can't do what you do. Your videos look so good, or this or that. Like, if there's something you don't know, go learn how to do it. I've got a few videos that look nice because Cameron pulls out his camera, but most of my videos are me holding it, or honestly, like, I tape my phone to the wall, like grab some Scotch tape that. That's where all the videos from my kitchen, they're taped to my cupboard, with a Scotch tape. And Kevin came home one day. I was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And like the tripod apparently that holds his iPhone was like sitting right there. I didn't know how to use it, but I didn't let that stop me anymore. I decided I'm gonna not let me not knowing how to do something stop me any longer. And so, so you have to decide if you want to do it, and if there's something you don't know how to do, to figure out how to do it. So number one, I'm gonna escape out of this and figure out what the heck happened. Why do I have all these things? Did I color this? Because it's bugging me. That's my. Oh, okay. No, that wasn't what we wanted to do. We're gonna insert that back in there. Oh, look at that. Oh, I wrote all over my actual screen. That is awesome. What if I did this? Stop the share and re-go back to a screen share, and let's see if that's my, okay. There we go. That was weird. Okay. So first thing is write down goals and write them down with a deadline. That's one of the main things. I mean, you heard, like, are you as clear as mud? What do you want? And did you write it down? Do you have a deadline? I was afraid to put a deadline. I was so afraid because I was like, what if I don't make it? Well, screw if you don't make it. You're going to be closer than you are now. I promise you, you write your goals down. And when you sign up as a coach, you want to help people, but you can't help them if you don't know what you want and where you're going. You can't take anybody with you unless you know where you're going. Nobody's going to want to follow you if you don't know where you're going, because they don't want to end up in no man's land. So pick goals and write them down and be serious about them and hold yourself accountable to them. Number two is personal development, because that is huge. That is, I'm a personal development advocate. I can't tell you enough that honestly, if you don't do personal development, you might as well throw away the idea of building this business. Like, you can remain a coach, enjoy the discount, and keep working out and working on your own fitness journey. But even still, like, that's going to be affected if you don't do personal development. Personal development is a thing that's going to help you really take charge. And that's what happened to me. That conference showed me that personal development was super huge, because I gained confidence. I gained posture. When I was talking, I was no longer like, hey, if you kind of maybe sort of want to join a challenge group, would you want to do that with me? I was like, dude, dang, you need to join a challenge group because you are freaking in a hole right now. And I got something for you, super big difference. The Slight Edge, the first 3 books, Slight Edge, Rock Your Network Marketing Company. The Slight Edge is from Jeff Olson. Rock Your Network Marketing Company by Sarah Robbins. And then this actually was audio, Take Charge of Your Life by Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, I read a lot of Jim Rohn. Take Charge of Your Life, The Challenge. You can find those things on YouTube for free. Like, look that up. And if you can't find the whole thing, you can at least find good parts and portions of it. So personal development doesn't have to be, I don't have money to buy a book. Go on YouTube, look up personal development things. But those 3 I read in the first 60 days and listened to in the first 60 days. And so those were the 3 things that were playing in my head and my mind between January and March. And I would even add, I didn't know about the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. I am loving it. If you don't have it, if you haven't listened to it yet, if you haven't read it yet, like, you need that needs to be, if I knew about that, I would have made that be a number 1. I now tell all the new coaches the Slight Edge or the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, because it puts you in an entrepreneur mindset. You're an entrepreneur. Hey, surprise. But the personal development, it gives you the confidence. It helps with objections. Rock Your Network Marketing Company. Hello. You want to learn how to rock your network marketing company? There's a book titled Rock Your Network Marketing Company. You're more sure of yourself. And it's going to help you stay closer to why you're doing it. And you're going to improve yourself, which is going to spill into everything else. Number 2. Oh, also though, you can't just read all day and then at the end of the day be like, oh, nobody put a challenge back. You got to apply. At the end of the chapter on most of these books, it's like a little question or a to-do or something like that. Do it. Like, don't skip it. Do those things, because that's going to help you apply. Best way to apply personal development is, that's my posts. People go, where do you find things about your posts? I told Cecilia and Linda the other day, oh my gosh, I'm kind of afraid for you guys to read all these books that I'm talking about, because you're going to realize that, like, my posts come from my personal development. Like, everything I talk about comes from my personal development. That's where I get this stuff, because I'm learning and I'm just sharing. So do your personal development and turn around and teach it. Write a post, make a video. I don't know how to start a YouTube channel. You go to YouTube, you enter in an email address, you enter in a password, and you every day do a 1 minute, this is what I learned from my personal development. You got a YouTube channel started right there. Bam. And when you read it, and then you can turn around and do a video or a post about it, it is instilled in your mind. And it's not something that you just brushed over while you were doing the dishes or something like that. And so there's a lot of coaches that I know who are really good at personal development that haven't made it anywhere, because that's all they do. They're like, I'm reading my personal development, becoming a better person. So they don't invite people to do it with them, which doesn't help. So number 3, purposeful posting, social media. Like, again, make your social media be purposeful. Pick your, 5 things, hashtags. What are, 3 things. You'll find on my page, my faith, fitness, and family. My personal development, my faith. I throw that in there all the time. My fitness, that's where I post about my workouts. That's my beach body. That's my fitness and my family. I'm a mom. I'm not just a workout machine. I've got kids. They're crazy. I have so many people who I talk to, and they're like, I feel like I know you. Does your audience know you? Do they know who you are? Do they know your personality, your quirks? We went to Disneyland last year, and I had somebody, Jerry Lynn, traveled 2 hours to meet us. I was on her bucket list of people to meet. Kind of crazy. I have people who, I have another girl who was going through a divorce and actually said, hey, you know what? If this gets nasty, do you have a couch? I don't want to impose, but I just need to be around somebody positive. Do you have a couch I could crash on? Yeah, she lives in Ohio and was calling me in the middle of a divorce to see if she could buy a plane ticket to stay on my couch so she could just do a day in the life of me. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm like, it's from my Facebook, So do people know you? Do they know your kids? Okay, exploit your kids. It's horrible to say, but Gigi gets most likes. Scooter comes in second and Andy comes in third. Just saying. I don't know why. No, but I mean, that shows that you're a mom. What do you do? What do you do all day? And also, you're creating a story. You sit down and people are obsessed with following these rock stars, following the Kardashians. I've never gone there. I don't care. I don't have time, but people do. They follow these people because they're living better lives and they want to follow them and follow their story. Share your fitness journey, bring them with you. This pregnancy, I got people who, I posted Rocket or Scout for our nickname for our baby girl, and I got 100 comments. People care about what I'm nicknaming my baby because they've been following me and following this pregnancy. I posted that maternity, video about, pick out what clothes I ought to get. And people were messaging me very upset about what clothes I ought to get. And I'm like, they care about why. I don't even care that much. I'm not even wearing them that often. I'm in workout clothes, so create a story. You might go, well, I don't have anything interesting. You know what? Did you sit in color with your kids today? Tell a story about that. Do you love sitting and coloring with your kids? Do they bake with you? Did you go to the store? What were you thinking? When you say, I don't have anything to tell, if you look at these celebrities who are doing the reality TV shows, they're not doing anything either. The only reason why people are following them is because they have money, but they don't really do anything crazy. People watch a show about the Kardashians going clothes shopping. Seriously, you are way more interesting. And so, also, find out what times people in your audience are on. Don't be making a post at 11 o'clock at night about your challenge group, unless the people who you're targeting are on at 11 o'clock at night. For me, 6 a.m., 1 p.m., and between 7 and 9 p.m. because moms are up, checking their Facebook before the kids get up. They're on Facebook during lunchtime, and then they put their kids to bed, and they hop back on. So I'm not going to be posting at 11 o'clock at night. I'm not going to be posting at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to be posting it at 9 because that's when everybody's taking their kids to school. Unless I guess I'm promoting, looking at your Facebook while driving your kids to school, but that's not what I want to do, And then also here's the deal. I give a lot of examples of top coaches to check out. Don't check them out to follow them or copy or paste them. Don't ever copy another coach's post. It's going to come across as fake because it's not written in your personality. When I say, look at Amy Silverman. Amy Silverman is a great example. Don't copy her posts because you are not her. She is a unique person in and of herself. The reason why I say go look at Amy Silverman is because she is unapologetically her. She has a very, very unique personality that then she attracts people who are like her. But I say go look at Amy Silverman. Go look at Tara Carr. Go look at Shiva Latifi. Danielle, her last name changed, the girl from Max 30 and Insanity. They very much have their own personalities and their own branding. And so you look at them to see, okay, this is who they are, and look at how they're crafting their brand. But don't look at them because then you get caught in the comparison game. If you want to learn how to build your, if you want inspirational posts, go to people. As it was actually Amy Silverman who said this. She said, go to Instagram or go to Facebook pages. She even said, I thought you used to say, she said, go to somebody who's rocking building an audience for sewing. Somebody who does sewing. Go on Instagram and look up who's got a lot of followers on Instagram on sewing and see how they have crafted their brand. Go look at pages. For me, Runner's World, I look and see what information they're giving. Pick up magazines that your audience is reading and look and see what information they're giving. And that way then how to give and add value to your audience that they like. But don't copy because you're not a copycat. You're a unique individual. All right, let me move on here. Make a list of 100 people. I sat down and went, okay, I totally burned bridges with thousands of people. But then when I sat down and actually wrote it out, I had 100 people that I already talked to and it just didn't happen, that I hadn't talked to because I was afraid. Make a list of 100 people and start connecting with them. Send those reach outs. Use form. Talk about their family, occupation, and recreation. If you are trying to figure out what to talk to them about, I promise you, if you're talking to somebody, ask them, hey, so are you working outside the home or do you get to stay home with your kids? They're going to ask you if you do the same thing. Like if it hasn't, sometimes it doesn't come up, but I very rarely have somebody who doesn't ask me how I'm doing or what I'm doing, and that's where your posts come in because they see what you're doing on your Facebook page. But you ask the questions and say, are you working outside the home or do you get to stay home with your kids? Oh, that's great that, that you get to stay home. Me too. I have a side income that I'm making from home. It's really cool. And, and that starts up a conversation. It's casual. They ask you, what are you doing? And so, but you do those reach outs, you ask specific questions and you use the 5-step invitation process and you go through your yearbooks. We had this conversation in a thread this morning. I mean, I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I still have people from high school that I am going, oh my gosh, I'm not friends with her on Facebook. Go to the people that you're friends with on Facebook from high school and look and see who's liking their photos. Are there people in there that you're not connected to? Go to the little friend. It's the 2 people little icon at the top of your Facebook and click on that. Now on the right side, it's going to give you a Facebook friend search. You can search via hometown. I type in Gastonia this morning, Gastonia, North Carolina. That's where I'm from. And I sent out 7 friend requests to people I have yet to connect with on Facebook. 3 years later, 7 people from my hometown who have 60 plus friends with me in common. So we obviously went to the same high school and were around the same time. Okay, so you can't say, I don't know anybody, there's nobody else, there's nobody, 3 years later, I'm still connecting with people. And there's a whole, in our files tab, how to expand your network. People that you went to school with, like pages. Last night, I connected with 2 people from the George Strait Facebook page. I Cross My Heart is it's our wedding song. And I was on the George Strait Facebook page. Connected with 2 moms who love George Strait too. Nothing else in common, but we just got to talking about how we love George Strait songs and how we don't get to go out to concerts anymore because it's hard to find babysitters. So we talked about that on the Facebook page and I sent them both friend requests and they accepted this morning, And so go to Facebook like pages. What do you like? What are your hobbies? What else do you do besides work out? Because you do stuff before. If you don't do anything else besides work out, find a hobby. And then, you have to talk to people. That's the one thing I think that really was the biggest difference for me is I realized I had to talk to people. I know people and I knew I had to talk with them. There are people that I was afraid to put their name on the list. And I even wrote them and said, hey, I'm really nervous about sending this to you. For me, I call it like it is. Like elephant in the room, I say, hey, there's an elephant in the room. I'm nervous about sending this to you because the last thing I want you to do is think that, I'm just going to try and sell you something. But I'm really just wanting to reach out and say, hi, how are you doing? And honestly, that's one thing that Darren Hardy and the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster talked about is get in bed with them. I mean, not literally, but figuratively. Think about what their fears are. Think about what their worries are. Think about, learn about them, who they are, what they think, what they like. And then connect them to the things that are going to help them in their struggles and the holes in their life. Let's see, number 5 was invite 3 to 5 people to a 60-day group. And this is what I was like, when I was doing my brain dump. There wasn't 30-day groups when I was doing challenge groups. There were 60-day groups. And I think that really helped me because I think that we're inviting people to 30-day groups, and we're kind of doing it like, hey, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if it doesn't work out in these 30 days, you can return it. Or that's what they're making a connection, a 30-day group, a 30-day money-back return, like, and Shakeology retention. They do the 30 days, and then they cancel their Shakeology. They don't order a second bag. So when I was doing it, it was 60 days. You had to keep your second bag of Shakeology. If there was a challenger that didn't keep their bag of Shakeology, they didn't continue after 30 days. And I think that for us, we're running these 30-day groups. and they're doing 30 days and then they're canceling their Shakeology. They're like, that was great. That was awesome. That challenge group was awesome. That was great. I felt great. It was awesome. I want to join the next one, but I'm going to cancel my Shakeology. And so now I do run things differently. I do run the 30-day groups, but here's what I've been doing. If you guys think back to our conversations, a lot of you guys start out as discount coaches. And how did I'm looking at Cecilia specifically, get in this 30-day group, start getting your own results, post your workouts, totally okay, get it at a discount. And then within the next group, start thinking about the people who you might want to invite to the next group to do it with you. I totally say that because I put it in their minds that they're going to do another group. They're going to do it with friends. They're posting their workouts. And so I put it in their mind that they're going to do what a coach does. I just didn't say you're really actually going to be a coach. That would scare people off, right? So that's what I'm telling people. I'm saying, hey, let's get you signed up for the discount. Now then you can do the first 30 days, get your results. People are going to start talking and start thinking about as you're going through this challenge group. I put them in the coach mindset in my challenge group. If you notice, I hardly run challenge groups now with challengers. There's very few challengers in our challenge groups. It's all filled with you guys. And so I'm putting it in your mind. You do this, and while you're doing this challenge, while you're doing that plyo fix, which the 21-day fix, while you're doing the max 30, while you're drinking your Shakeology, start thinking about people who could benefit from that in these first 30 days. And the cool thing is that the next group, you can invite them to it. So I realized that I took the 60-day mentality and I'm doing it with my 30-day groups, but I didn't share that with you guys. So I apologize for that. But you get your challengers and the mentality of, yeah, it's going to be awesome. This 30-day group, we're going to share this and that and the other. And then while you're doing it, think about people who, could benefit from it, because we're always looking for more people, and doing the second group with friends after you having already gone through is going to help you stay accountable. So talk in the conversation that they're going to continue. They're going to stay on Shakeology. They're going to continue with it. Because there was no 30-day groups. It was a 60-day group. It was a lot of 90-day groups because we didn't have these 30-minute, 21-day fixed programs. It was Insanity and P90X and all these programs that were 90 days. And so we did 90-day groups or we did 60-day groups, because after 60 days, you kind of could tell who's going to stick with it and who wasn't. All of a sudden, these 30-day groups, it's helpful for keeping people active in a group and keeping their attention, but it's not helpful for Shakeology retention. Then the next one is so inviting 3 to 5 people. 3 to 5 people. I know 3 to 5 people to invite. I do, and you do too. And so out of those lists of 100 people, 3 to 5 people, 5 people a day. I'm sending out, reach outs, 5 to 10 people a day. So for that whole first week, I was reaching out to people. So the next week, 5 times 6 is 30. So the next week I was able to send out, 3 invites a day while I was continuing to send out reach outs. And so I continually had a flow of people to invite. Number 6 is return all messages. It seems so simple, but there are so many messages that I was like, I don't know what this person's going to say. I'll get to it later. I don't have time to answer them now. I'll read it later. But it was marked unread, sort of deal. Or, you know what? There are people even today that I'm going, oh my gosh, I wrote them a year ago and they're still waiting on a video clip about the 21-day fix that came out 2 years ago. I'm like, oh my gosh. I know I feel like an idiot trying to write them, go, I totally didn't get back to you. I apologize. And that has to do with being consistent with writing down who you're talking to. But return all messages. I cannot go to bed unless my inbox is zeroed out, is emptied out. I just have to return all my messages. And that way then, like Jessica Linser, she's in the Force Huddle. Just saw her posting about Shakeology today. She's been in that Force Huddle group for 2 years, and she was waiting on a link to learn more about Shakeology. It's like, crap. It happens, but from now on, commit to yourself to returning all your messages. And the order I do it in is potential challengers, and then coaches. And And I have that as my, what I do. You guys have heard me say it before. I'm running you guys back usually when I'm on the toilet. It just happens to be my quiet time of the day. Um, Achieve Success Club every month. You know what? This is non-negotiable. It is absolutely, you have to. The coaches who hit Success Club every month, they earn more money, they rank advance. They're helping more people. If you're nervous about money, they're helping more people. They're getting 3 people in a challenge group. They are matching people with a challenge pack. And if you hate the word sell, you're matching people with a challenge pack. And think of it as another 4-letter word. You're helping people. You're giving. You give to people the opportunity to change their life. Honestly, like, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can help people with fitness, and you can run free groups all day long. But honestly, if you do that and you help people and you run free groups and you're running this group and it's a lot of people in there and you're helping them with their fitness and you're helping them with their nutrition, like, you are the most amazing, kindest person ever. Like, props to you. But honestly, I ran free groups and I was in there every day and I was helping people with their fitness, and they weren't doing Beachbody programs. I was trying to help people with their nutrition and they weren't drinking Shakeology, and it was taking time away from my family because they weren't getting results. They were complaining. They weren't staying on track. They were frustrated, and I was doing something I wasn't even certified to do, making meal plans. I'm not allowed to, I can't make meal plans for other people. I don't know. And that's a lot of time to do. And so you're running a group and you're helping people, but I could not help a lot of people, which is what I want to do. I want to help a lot of people by myself. And it was cutting into my family time. I had to be on, in the Forest Huddle group forever, answering all these people's questions. I was looking up how much protein should somebody eat, and I didn't even know what workout they were doing. They were doing swimming, and I don't know. Like, I was, so if you really want to help people, you got to connect them to the fitness and the nutrition and the accountability. And the best way to do that is to turn them to certified, knowledgeable people, fitness trainers who are up to date on what people are supposed to do. Shakeology. If they're not drinking Shakeology, there is absolutely no way they're getting all the nutrition they need. And so if you're setting them up with a program, that's great. But you can't spend all your time with somebody who's just working out and then not getting the nutrition. Even if they say they're eating clean. We all know that just means whatever to anybody. You've got to give them Shakeology. You are doing them a disservice if you're not getting them connected to Shakeology, because they're not going to get the results that you've been posting about on social media. They're not going to get it. And so you're saying, here, I'm only giving you half of the secret. Good luck with the other half. And send me any questions all the time, all day long, and I'll try and help you with your nutrition, even though we both know you're not getting what you need to get. And we both know you're not hitting all your vegetables, and you're not hitting all your carbs, and you're not getting these superfoods and the digestive enzymes and all the things. But I'm going to give you a program and help you as if you had the total package of all the tools you need. Sorry, I'm going off on a rant, but honestly, I ran a free group and it was draining my time and people weren't getting results, and I was invested in them and getting frustrated, and I couldn't answer all their questions, and I was on Google all the time trying to figure out how to help them with their nutrition, how to help them with this, that, and the other, and it was a mess, and I wasn't making any money with it, and it was taking time away from my family, and I don't do that anymore. That's why I don't run 30-day groups for everybody. Because I run 30-day groups, I'm in there, I'm doing the videos, I'm answering their questions, they can send me questions, and it's because I know they're committed to their results as much as I am invested in them. So there you go. That's, again, personal development. My posture changed. I was like, you want results, you've got to get this. You've got to get the full package. And that, again, came from personal development, to have that confidence and to use and to invest in my story. I invested. My husband is an entrepreneur. We don't make, he's great. I'm not going to say that. He's great. But at the time, we just had a baby, bills were coming in, and he, paycheck was not guaranteed, and I found a way to make it work. And so I know other people can too. Adding people to your friend list. We kind of talked about that, Garth Brooks page, likes what music, and here's the deal. Like a lot of people say, okay, well, I added a new friend. When do I send out an invite? I can't tell you exactly when. You just kind of got to feel it. You got to kind of feel like you have something. When do you send an invite? It's kind of like, how's the conversation going? Do you feel like you have a relationship of trust? Do you feel like they know you and you know them well enough? Sometimes that happens. Like sometimes the conversation just goes right there, just, hey, we connected in this mom hiking group. Oh my gosh, you work out with your kids? What kind of workouts do you do? I'm looking for some new workouts. Like sometimes it's that easy, and other times it's not. It takes a little bit longer. The one thing I started doing is I started not just sending out private messages, but I would like and comment on their profile to let them know that I was interested. I saw them, and they weren't just a private message, a behind closed doors sort of a conversation. Like I was invested in them and genuinely care about what else is going on in their life. And then focusing on the 3 valuable behaviors and using your power hour. You have to do it every day. That's one thing it hit me too, Jim Rohn. What is easy to do is easy not to do. I mean, what if it was really as simple as eating an apple a day? An apple a day keeps the doctors away. How many of you guys have eaten an apple a day? What is easy to do is easy not to do. And that's where coaches stop. It's a mental block. And I used to say, well, I'm not an outgoing person. I'm not a leader. I'm not a morning person. So I'm having a hard time getting up and getting my workout in because I'm just not a morning person. You know what? It's a choice to become a morning person. It's a choice to become an outward type of person. I was an introvert. I didn't like people. When I first started this, I would cry on my bed going, I don't even like to talk to people. How am I going to do this? And I decided, what, gosh darn, I'm going to start liking people, because it's going to make my life easier. It's going to make me happier. And so it really is a choice. And you can say, okay, well, I'm really busy. How do I find time? You have every reason to not do it. I mean, a lot of you are working, we got the kids, your spouses are away or they're home but not supportive. It's a side thing. And so you'll do it if you get the chance. Well, then there's a chance you might get a paycheck and there's a chance you might not. If you do it like a hobby, you're going to get paid like a hobby. And that's what I was doing. I was hoping for a paycheck, working it like a hobby. I decided if I wanted to get paid like it was a job, I was going to need to start treating it like a job. I needed to set my hours. I wasn't organized. I needed to become organized. You guys look at my spreadsheets now and you guys are just like, holy crap. I'm doing the same thing, guys. I'm like, holy crap, did I really just come up with this? And now I got to stick with this? I am not an organized person. I mean, my living room that I'm in, my kitchen, my desk, everything. But I decided I had to get organized. You're not an organized person, make the choice to become organized. You're not a morning person, make the choice to become a morning person. It is all in your choice. If you want this to pay like a business, if you want to pay off your mortgage, you must decide that it's no longer a hobby on the side. It's got to be something that if it's going to pay your mortgage, you better work it like it's paying your mortgage. Schedule time in your day. For us, we canceled all TV. We have TVs in our house, but we don't have any TV. First of all, that's a waste of money. You're watching crap. We have Hulu, and we have decided that on Sunday nights we watch the Extreme Home Makeover with Chris Powell, or the Weight Loss Edition with Chris Powell, and we watch Castle when it's on. So Castle on Saturdays and Extreme Home Makeover Weight Loss Edition on Sunday. So that's an hour. We're watching just a 45-minute show, just each night, to kind of unwind. 45 minutes Monday through Sunday. There is 3/4 of your power hour right there. So we canceled TV because we're like, we have goals. When we can sit and not have to have camera work at all, we'll watch TV then, or not. Like I said, there's not a lot of uplifting stuff right now. But get a planner. Like I said, people get stressed looking at my scheduled day. And for me, that brings me peace. Because without a scheduled day, I don't get stuff done. I work better when I'm on a schedule. And you could say, well, you know what, I am super busy. Here, power hour on crack. Sylvia comes to mind. Sylvia Caswell. Her husband has has brain trauma from an accident, so he is sometimes barely able to get out of bed. Doesn't work. They have 2 kids. She works, and she was also going for her doctorate degree, master's degree. So worked full time, 2 kids. Husband sometimes can barely get out of bed. And she said this is her power hour on crack. She would do her workout and listen to her personal development while she did her workout. And she said, was it easy? Was it simple? Did I catch everything? No, but I got something in. So she got her workout done and her personal development done. And then for 30 minutes. And then for 30 more minutes, that's when she did 10 minutes of reach outs, 10 minutes of invites, and 10 minutes of follow-ups. And she got up at 4:00 to do that. And at 4 to 5, she would work out, shower, and then I guess 5 to 5:30. And then she went and she made lunches for the kids and got the household ready. And at 6:00, she had to go get her kids because they had a really long bus ride to school. So that was power hour and crack. People say, I don't have time. I have a friend, Sylvia, who didn't have time either. She's a Star Diamond coach. They moved cross country, and she is doing her internship now to become a brain doctor, neurological some fancy thing I can't even say, but she's still working the business too. And she wants to do it because of to help her husband. So again, I don't have time. There's lots of people who don't have time. You make time. It's a choice. I'm being hard A here. It's you either do or you don't. I'm kind of like you're pregnant. I wrote that post. A commitment is like you're pregnant. Either are or you're not. If you're kind of, that's a choice to not be committed. Always be learning. I was going to keep it at 10, but always be learning. And this is what I wanted to share with you. Coach training in the online office. It's there. Like I said, they vastly improved it. We had the files section in the locker room. Have you gone through those? The new Coach University. I'm going to start that again on Monday, not this Monday, next Monday, the first Monday of October. I'm going to let everybody stay in. And you do what you want to do. If you do the post, that's great. If not, that's kind of your deal. You decide to either work at it like a hobby or a business. I'm going to let everybody stay in there. But honestly, that training has been up there since Christmas. I have that training. ForceX2.com, ForceX2.com. Click on the coaches tab, and then the password is Team Force. Everything that I'm talking about here, I brain dumped into lessons, 30 lessons, 2 years worth of stuff in 30 lessons. And you can become a diamond coach making $2,000 to $3,000 a month. It's there. It's just up to you to do it. National Wake Up Call. Are you guys listening to National Wake Up Call? I'm having so many aha moments. It is amazing. Those are top coaches who are making 6 figures, $1 million, bonuses, $50,000 a month. They're on there and they're sharing their stuff, and they don't hold stuff back. That's what I love about this company. They don't hold stuff back. And these calls, showing up for these calls, doing the recordings of them, and then posting what you're hearing and learning and saying, I got this aha from this call. Again, applying what you're learning. We actually have access to the Bombshell Dynasty calls. That's Lindsay Matway, top coach, $1 million earner in the company. We have access to all of her calls. Scotty Hobbs posts all of his calls on his webpage. So, we have, and we've been added into Brigida's before. We're now in Scotty Hobbs Dash to Diamond group. I mean, you pay $20 to be in there. Are you doing it? Did you see that there are 30, almost 40 coaches who went diamond in 60 days from that group? So coaches who were brand new started 7 days before the training even started, and they went diamond. You pay the $20. Are you listening to them? Are you applying them? Are you doing what they're telling you to do? You have the stuff. It's up to you to decide whether or not you want to do it. And honestly, Google's there too. YouTube. If there's something that you don't understand or you don't know, it has been answered. I mean, again, I didn't have an upline. I didn't have calls. I didn't have anything to tap into. So I have just been learning on my own. And every question that you have had that I'm answering, you're like, wow, you say it so good. It's because I have learned it from somebody else. And then I have made it my own, and I've tweaked it my own. Every single answer to a question you have is there. Continue to learn. Continue to own your business and learn and how to and figure out how to do things if you don't know how to do them, because the answers are all there. And that brings me to don't wait for others. I was waiting for somebody to say, oh, Lori, poor you, no upline. Here, I'll show you exactly how to do it. And I was waiting for somebody to tell me that. And nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to be checking in with you every day. Nobody, if you own a franchise, the owner of the big franchise is not going to fly to your hometown and knock on your door to see if you have it open. They're going to say, okay, here's how I would lay out the store, but they're not going to set up the chairs for you. They're not going to set up the booths or where to put the counters. They're not going to tell you, what colors to use to paint your restaurant. That's up to you. It's up to you to do. Don't hold back, and don't wait for other people, because you're holding yourself back. If you wait for other people, it means your business is on hold until somebody else comes in, and why would you want to do that? And I'm saying this, and I'm prefacing this, that I'm having this baby in November, and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to be there, answering on the ball. I'm going to be barely, scraping my, Success Club, making sure I'm on my power hour. I'm going to do my best to be there to still help you guys, because I love tapping into your energy and enthusiasm. But if you're waiting for me to answer a question that you have, or to tell you it's okay to go do this, your business is going to stall out in November if you're waiting on me to own it. Because I can't guarantee. I mean, I don't even know what maybe we have complications. I don't know. Heaven forbid. But, if you're going to wait for me to tell you it's okay to do stuff, then you're not going to get very far. And honestly, I'm telling you this because when you learn on your own, that's when I learned what coaches I glean from the best, that I connect to the best. Maybe you're asking me a question, but really there's somebody else who could answer it better, or you're more relatable. Or there have been so many times when I've looked up a question on YouTube and I found the answer to another question I had from something that I was learning. And so I gained so much more knowledge by doing it on my own. And it's not to say don't write me, but honestly, it's so much more empowering. It's learning by trial and error on your own. It builds your confidence, and you're going to learn so much more stuff, and you're going to be able to get so much more out of it if you're learning on your own and going out and finding the answers. We have the FAQ. Honestly, coach relations, all they're going to do is they're going to go into the FAQ. If you're in your Team Beachbody Online office, down at the very bottom, there's an FAQ link. Click on that, type in your question there, because that's what they're doing. Your question on, if it's a general question, like, is there whatever in Shakeology? Is there, sugar in Shakeology, or why is, this coach inactive, or what does this mean? What does team volume mean? Just FAQ. It's in there. It's all in there. Use the team page. Google. Sarah Collins had a question about why a coach is inactive. Why is my coach inactive for the first week of signing up? Boom. There was like 3 or 4 different posts right there that answered the question. So honestly, if I'm going to have to Google it to answer you, I'm just going to type in Google. I am not a Beachbody Google. Okay, last one. Duplicate. Don't hide that going Emerald and hitting Success Club is the way to build a business. you pass this information on to your coaches. You say, this is how you go to diamond. You send them this, you tell them this is how you go diamond in 60 days. And you have to tell them that hitting emerald is a must. Number 7, go emerald immediately. That's a choice. I didn't even talk about that. Sorry. Emerald is a choice. I'm going to do it. For me, I was like, I'm going to go emerald. I looked and I said, oh my gosh, who can I talk to? I came home and I talked to all my neighbors. Asked Carrie Lynn. I talked to her multiple times. So I talked to a neighbor, and then, let's see, what did I say? I wrote down, go emerald. I talked to a neighbor, and then I had a heart to heart with my dad. And I said, Dad, I want you around for my grandkids, and you're a trucker and you're living a crappy life. I need you to be on Shakeology. I need you to be doing some workouts. And I had a heart to heart with him. And so, and I had Cameron sign up too. And so my husband, my dad, and my neighbor, I went over and I talked to all of them, and Jeanette Baum. She's not a coach anymore, but that's how I went emerald, right then and there. Boom. I came home, flew home, and it was a Sunday, so that Monday I went emerald. It's a choice. It's a decision. Because if you hesitate and you're like, oh, I don't want to talk about being emerald, and I might scare them off, and Success Club, and it seems, you know what? If you don't tell them about that, they're going to struggle. I didn't sign up to just get a commission. You can't make 6 figures off of a commission. I'm not going to work that much to make 6 figures by selling challenge packs. If I wanted to make a commission, if I wanted to be a retail seller, I would have just gone to GNC and gotten a job where there was a steady paycheck there. I don't want to live off of commission. And so if you're not going to tell them, look, if you want to build a business, this is how you do it, they're going to struggle, and they're going to fall off, and they're going to be like, why doesn't this work? It's because you're not giving them the goals that they need to build a business. If you're continually just doing retail, you are a seller. That's what you are. You're just selling challenge packs. You're changing people's lives, but that's all you were doing is selling challenge packs. And I want to just sell challenge packs. It's not why I signed up as a coach. I signed up as a coach because I want to build a legacy. I want to build a circle of friends. I want to help other people build a business. I want to build a business myself, be able to do it from home. And I have big goals and big dreams. This home is going to be paid off for. We've got, a lake house. I've already got the picture, the model of what it's going to be like, and I'm not going to be online taking time away from my family, selling challenge packs all day to hit it. And I want to help you guys, I want to help you guys because that's the coolest thing. And too often we overcomplicate it. Your coach signs up, emerald. Sign up your spouse and get somebody else to do it with you. Seriously, 7 days, that's even too long. That's the record right now. 7 days emerald. Cecilia and Lena both hold that record right now. You do it. And look, you see Cecilia is, boom, boom, boom. One day she's like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And then the next day she's like, hey, I got 2 coaches, Lena going diamond, emerald was just blow past that. Emerald, I'm going diamond. It's a choice. And so here's the next thing. Emerald is a choice. You decide, I'm going to be emerald. You just do it. I'm going to do this. I know 2 people. You sign them up. You get it done. Diamond is a mindset. That's when you start going, okay, I'm going to be a leader. I've got a team. I've got goals. I'm an entrepreneur. That's when you go into the entrepreneur mindset. And then 2-star is where it's at. And this is what Micah Folsom just shared. There's a 1-star diamond and above group, and they have these videos. And she said 2-star is where it's at because, first of all, you go emerald because you're going to get leads. You're tapping into bonuses. That's why you need to have emerald and Success Club be the 2 goals for your new coaches, because that's when they're going to tap into leads. That's when they're going to tap into a bonus. That's when it becomes a business. And that is when I notice, and that's when your coach is going to notice. You as a leader are going to notice the ones who are serious about building a business are the ones who go emerald. And those are the ones you're going to invest your time in because they're stepping up and going, I own a business and I'm going to do it. What else do I need to do? Sort of deal. And so, they're an entrepreneur. Diamond, is they're serious about opening up a business and they're getting leads, they're getting bonuses, they're making money other than just their retail sales. Diamond, I'm an entrepreneur. That's a mindset. I'm a leader. I'm leading a team. I'm going after big goals and big dreams. I have ambitions. And then 2 stars where it's at. And this is what she said. She said, building a team. And this is why I'm telling you guys, I know you're like, oh, emerald and diamond, and I just want to go diamond. And 2 stars when you start tapping into extra bonuses from the company, like company profits, you start getting. And I see it, and I was so very close. And even just 1 star, but see, you guys, I get excited. I have your names on a list, and I get excited. Honestly, like, it's cool to go emerald, and it's cool to go diamond. But let me tell you, when your coaches start telling you, I'm signing up a coach today, I'm getting closer, like, that is invigorating. Like, that is where my energy is. Seeing you guys succeed, hitting Success Club, getting coaches, building a business, your paychecks. Lena wrote, and she's like, oh my gosh, I made the most I ever had. She was a coach a few years back, and she and I were coaches together, struggling back when I didn't figure it out. And then she wrote me, and she's like, oh my gosh, I got this paycheck. I cried. Like, I was more excited about her paycheck, her first paycheck, than I was about what I got. I didn't even check yet. Like, it's so cool to see others do it. It's so cool to hear your dreams and see you guys step closer. So 2 star, that's where it's at, because it is so cool to now start looking and seeing other people's lives change, and the joy and the excitement that gives you energy back. And so I'm going to end this now. I know we went a little long, but our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God, and your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. Guys, stop living uncomfortable so other people can be comfortable in their excuses. Seriously. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. That's what 2 star is all about. That's what leading a team is all about. You say, oh, I don't know how I can do what you do, Lori. It's because of you guys that I do what I do. It is so invigorating. It's so exciting to see your guys' faces light up, your lights shine, the people in the lives that you're touching. And so, Emerald, do it, because the people's lives you're going to change is amazing. Diamond, do it. Tonight, set a goal and non-negotiable Success Club, because that means you're helping people and you're doing what a coach does, and you're building your life, and that you're getting a paycheck because of people's lives changing for the better. Like, that is so cool. And then 2 star, I know that feels like it's so out of reach, but it's not. It's not out of reach at all. It's right there. And then that's what it feels like for me every day, is to see you guys liberated and see you guys struggle. And all of a sudden I get a message back going, that was just me and my own crap. Forget that. I'm good. I'm like, yes, it's awesome. It's amazing. It's amazing to feel and amazing to see and share with you guys. So I love you guys. I'm going to, crap, I went way over. Sorry guys. Sorry, East Coast. But just let you guys know, that's it. Like, don't complicate it. That's it. Do those things. The Power Hour, that cover photo is in our team page in the locker room. I know you guys can do it. If I can spam everybody, get blocked by hundreds of people on Facebook, and have somebody write a blog post about how awful I am, and I'm sitting here, where I am, making a comeback, I know you guys can do it. I know you guys can do it. I believe in you guys. I love you guys. I'm going to end the call. I'm going to stop recording, and yeah, I'm going to let you guys